So now the next thing we need to build is the tool forge, and this sucker's expensive. We do need some more seared brick. I think regular seared brick will work just fine, so we're not going to stress over that too much. We do need a tool station. I think you can make the same tools with the tool forge as you can the tool station, but just in case, we'll make a separate one, and it won't be that big of a deal. I'm not even stressing over it. You shouldn't either. We're going to be able to get by just fine, okay? So don't worry too much about it. The final thing that we need to do is, apparently these two are blocked off for some reason. We can only do 4, and yeah, that makes sense. There's only 4 in here. So, first things first is we do need to cook up our iron. That's 10. We need to cook up our iron, because we need 4 blocks of iron. And I guess for the sake of proving a point here, we're going to go ahead and just put a single iron dust. So remember, an iron ore gives you 2 dusts, and the question is, does an iron dust give you 2 more? Because normally, when you put just iron ore in here, it'll double it. But will dust double as well, therefore quadrupling your iron? I don't think so. In fact, I'm so confident about it, I'm just going to go ahead and come over here and dump all of that iron in there and get it cooking. And then we'll come back over here. We'll see. I mean, if I'm wrong, I will fully admit, I will acknowledge that I am wrong. That is on me. That is my mistake. I am a fool. I'm nowhere near as smart as Jake Yates over on the Patreon at the top tier, the Zealot tier, which has the Save My Name perk. Thank you for your support, Jake Yates. No, I wasn't wrong, though. That's 1 ingot. So there you go. There's that. And if we want to get that out of there, we actually do need to have enough to... Actually, we can just put that in here temporarily. I was going to say, if we really want to get it out and have it be usable, we need to add 8 more iron so that it can create a full block of iron, but just getting it out of the way is fine. What we should put in there right now, and I don't think we have any gold... Oh, we do have gold dust. We need gold dust to create molds that we can use to create tools. So I kind of need to get the tool forge up first so I can see what we're going to need. But in the meantime, we can go ahead and we'll have a few gold in here. We'll fill this thing up. We'll get it smeltering. That'll be fine. I'll tell you what, we might end up using this because I think using the lava is probably more economical than using the gosh darn stone macerator that just consumes so much coal to get its tasks completed. It's insane. How much cooked iron do we have? We got 57, which is a pretty good amount, but it's also enough to get the job done. So I don't know what I'm doing right now. I guess it's just nice to have plenty of iron. Should we stack this iron on the ground next to the gold for no conceivable reason? I think yes. It's fun to flaunt your wealth. Righto, so now we need to craft ourselves one of these. So that, and then if we have, regular old crafting table lying around, see no reason not to use it to create the tool station. Throw these on top, put these to either side, and that'll give us our tool forge. Plop her down, and right-click. And yeah, it'll do things like your hammers and your axes and whatnot, but more importantly, it will do things like this. The Lumberaxe is a broad chopping tool. It can fell entire trees in one swoop or gather wood in a wide range. Timber! So in order to construct this, we will need the tough tool rod, a broad axe head, a large plate, and a tough binding. So this is not going to be an easy thing. Oh, cool. There's different kinds of bows. You get long bows, short bows, crossbows different to the crossbow we currently have, bolts for the crossbow, shurikens. Yeah, all right. I'm down for that. We can get a cleaver. You can get a frying pan or a battle sign. If you're so inclined, the battle sign is the ultimate defensive weapon, an advance in weapon technology worthy of zombie pigmen everywhere. Can be used as a shield, reflects projectiles. We're gonna need one of those. A frying pan is a heavy weapon with knockback to create some distance. It also goes boing. Right-click is a heavy blow. Okay. How's that work with a shield then? I guess you just can't have one. The Kama. It's a reaping tool, mowing down plants and shearing animals. Ooh. We might want one of those. This is the cool stuff here. This is the excavator. It's a broad digging tool. The hammer is a broad mining tool. It harvests block in a wide range, also effective against the undead. I think it's like a 3x3. Our primary objective, though, is the Lumberaxe. I'm going to use this. Did I even talk about what I'm doing with this thing? I'm going to use it to carve a path through the dark wood. Okay, we also needed to cut down big trees, yes, so we can have more wood to expand our house, right? But we're going to cut a path through the dark forest to wherever the final, probably over here somewhere, entrance to hell is, well, we've got entrance to hell, gateway to hell, I guess long winding road to hell over here somewhere. So that when we go back and forth, it's just a clear path. And I think that'll be a good call. So keeping in mind what we need, we're going to throw the rest of these in here. And we needed, I believe it said a large plate, correct? We need a large plate. We need a heavy-duty tool rod, tough tool rod, that's the one. We needed the big axe. Where's that at? We also need the tough binding pattern. And then the axe head. Is it that one? The broad axe head. So these are, of course, made of wood, and you cannot cast... Oh, you know what? We can just put them inside of the chest here. You obviously cannot cast metal into wood for reasons that I shouldn't... What was that noise? Anyone else hear that? Was that my imagination? It sounded like a deep growl. It must have been my imagination. This is weird. How did I... Oh. The barrels match the trees. I thought the tree had grown in a weird way, but nay. 'Tis just the barrels that we placed here from the other side. Makes perfect sense. We want to create now these, because we cannot... words are difficult. Well, what we're going to do is we're going to create metal versions, right? So we've got the cobblestone, and we probably need more than that or something along those lines. It needs 8. Wowzers, yeah. We're gonna use cobblestone for this. Effectively, we have to create sacrificial tool parts to then pour gold over to then actually fill with the metals we want to use. We don't strictly need to use metal for these components, but we want to, because metal is going to be better, right? So there's our sacrificial stone large plate. Gonna get our sacrificial stone tough tool rod, tough binding, and broad axe head. Stone broad axe head, okay? We're going to take those over here, and we're going to place them inside of our casting table, one at a time, and then we're going to fill them with gold. Now, I don't know how much gold will be required here. Probably just 1, I would assume. We'll have a look at how much gold is left. I think we put 4 gold in here, if I'm not mistaken. And that took 2, I suppose. But there is our cast, our large plate cast, and that'll support pouring metal into it. It does require 8, so we would either need to expand this thing, which I guess we will real quick. That's not asking for too much, really. Just create some more of these and stack them up here. We do, again, want to disassemble this thing and rebuild it over there eventually. But for now, that'll allow us to cook up more iron. So it requires 8 material to actually cast this thing. Not the plate itself. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about, well, not the cast. The plate. Words are difficult sometimes. It's going to require 8 material to create the plate. It only took 2 to make the cast. Or I only put 3 in there earlier and was confused. Do this. How much is in there right now? I think there was 3. Now it's down to 1. Is each of these requiring 2 whole buckets worth? Is that what I'm learning? It seems that way. In that case, get more gold. We'll just put some more gold in there. Not all the gold. If my theory holds, we will need 4 more gold. We'll see whether or not my theory holds. These, though, are going to be our final 2 components, and looks like we're getting there. So that, and then I'm not even going to check the inside. Okay. Oh, it looks like that required 288 millibuckets. Is that what I'm looking at? 288 millibuckets. And then I suppose a single ingot... No, we got 2 left. I'm just baffled and confused then. We can create an ingot cast if we wanted to. In fact, we can use a seared stone for that. You could use any ingot. But then what you can do is... Once that is done, we can get that final... Oh. Okay, well that required 2. Baffling. Just baffling. But we can now cast individual ingots if we need to, for whatever reason. And I am going to store that one somewhere. I don't know. We should probably build a chest to hold these, but for now, how about I just do this, okay? That's silly, but there you have it. Now we have to figure out what we want to build our tools out of, our tool out of, because yes, that's Armory Addendum. Where's Tinker's Construct at? Where are you at? Book. It's around here somewhere. Materials and U. But this doesn't have the metal, does it? Hold on. Tools, tool materials. Yes, it does. So this is iron. This is kind of where we start. This is the beginning stats. And then you do have these things we don't currently have access to. But then going through till we find things we do. We have copper. Okay. We have bronze. It's hard to keep track of these, though, when turning between pages. That is a mining level of diamond. Iron had a mining level. I'm going to take a picture of iron. That's what I'm going to do. We could also just look these stats up online. But, there we go. I've got a picture of it on my cell phone. For comparison's sake. And then we are going... Also, cell phone? How old am I? Who says that anymore? I think the youngins just refer to them as phones. So, the durability here is higher than iron. The mining level is lower, because iron has a diamond mining level. The speed is lower, the attack is lower. It does have well established, though. Free bonus XP, you gain additional XP. And that can be had on anything. It also has a much better handle modifier. Iron was 0.85. Having well established, gain additional XP. That's a possible good thing to have as the handle. Now over here, the binding and the large plate are both only going to add durability, are going to account towards durability, as well as the well established here. Less attack damage, more mining speed, same as iron, higher double the durability. Dense is dumb. I don't like that. Because what is the difference between bottom loading the durability as opposed to just raising the durability? There is no difference. It's just semantics. I don't care for it. What? Adds 3 extra modifiers. Might also break. No, thank you. I don't know how to infuse iron with evil. If we can figure that out, this is the best. I mean, that durability right there. 666. What could go wrong? Mining level cobalt. Sounds fantastic. Look at the mining speed. Look at the tack. When held, creatures creates an aura of evil that brings misfortune to the wielder. That's unfortunate. Not as bad as it randomly breaking, though. So that is the metals that we can add. But we can also go back and try to decide with some of these other things if there's any, like, speedier in the Twilight Forest, more damage outside the Twilight Forest. See, that would be good for... That's Steel Leaf. That would be good for maybe one of the extra components down here. Because we pretty much decided that we want to have the head made... I'm going to have to go back through these again. We definitely want copper in there somewhere, because that's going to give us well-established, which gives us free bonus XP, and we want that. We definitely want to have bronze, probably for the head. That handle modifier is not great. I'm going to try to find something a little higher. Looking at Evil Infused... You gotta get Evil Infused Iron, Enchanter, Nether Star. Okay. Iron, Nether Star, Evil Infused Iron. That's not something we're gonna come by easily in the Twilight Forest, I don't think, so... Maybe not this go-round. So there's a couple different places we can use Steel Leaf. We can't use Naga Scales, it's only usable on the head, and we don't want another tool that... You know, you need Naga Scales to repair. So looking at adding it possibly as an extra, it's not good as a handle modifier at all. It does add the speedier in the Twilight Forest, more damage outside, will repair itself if you have steel leaves in a hotbar, which is kind of cool. I don't know if that's applicable to having it on the head. It looks like it'll work no matter where you put it, which is useful. 1.25 for a handle modifier isn't bad. Only 100 durability, though. Renewable resources are so good they regenerate by themselves. See, I like that idea. The classic wooden handle on this thing, you know? That gives us a modifier of 1, though, versus 1 1/4. But still, a modifier of 1, real low durability. Durability seems important on something you want to use to fell an entire tree in one swing, you know? Kind of going through here, things that we immediately have access to, right? There's only so many of them that have a 1 or above modifier. So that's how suitable the tool material is as a handle. The total the total durability of the tool will be multiplied by this. So you want this to be above 1. Even bronze, copper, like none of those are as good as just using nightly, which itself, I mean, it's got a higher overall durability. It's 4 times the durability of wood. And it's also quite a bit higher. Wood is just 1. This is 1 1/4. But renewable resources are so good, they regenerate by themselves. A tool that regenerates itself over time. We're going to add regeneration to it as well via Mossy Stone. Of course, it would be foolish not to. We've spent way too much time talking about this now. Like, genuinely, we have discussed this for way too long. Let's just make moves. Let's just do it. Let's just start making moves, okay? For better or worse, here's what we're going to do. None of this is permanent, okay? If at the end of the day I don't like the tool, I'll just reforge a new one. It's not that big a deal. We're going to go with the wooden tough tool rod, though. All right? I'm trying to remember what the ratio here is. I think it's 3 copper to 1 tin. You can also just do that inside the smelter. You don't have to do it in your inventory. You just put copper and tin in there, and it'll smelt them together, and it'll be fine. In fact, I think there are alloys in here that can only be made in there, although I don't know what any of them are or what they're called. I don't think cobalt's an alloy, is it? I don't believe so. Or ardite? Could be. I have no clue where you'd find it. But yeah, you can make those inside of here. They're not in the book, but... So this is going to require 8, the broad axe heads. So we're going to put 4 of those in there, and then create another round. And for fun, we'll just throw those in here bare. And like I say, it'll create them in... Whoa, the tin cooks up real fast, doesn't it? So right now, we have a layer of bronze and tin. And if you wanted to get the tin out, you could just click on the tin, and it would move it to the bottom. Click on the bronze, and it moves it to the bottom. But once this is done, for a brief moment, we'll have liquid copper. And then, as you can see, it's slowly turning into just more bronze. So a little bit of the tin is getting consumed, a little bit of the copper, it's ticking away, and we're just getting more and more molten bronze, which is excellent. But we do want to have that broad axe head, and that should give us the 8 ingots we need to craft it. So get going. This is also going to require 8. And this is going to require 3. And I think what we're going to use for the binding... So what I want to do is I want to take these armor shards that we got previously. And I believe what you do is you put them together like so. And that'll give us the 5 armor shard cluster. And then I think you cook those up. Although, we could probably just put them in here. I don't think it'll double them inside of here. But what we're looking to get is the liquid version of the nightly ingot, because that has 400 durability, as well as speedier in the Twilight Forest, and it does not include any kind of repairability. There was Steel Leaf I was looking at to get that speedier in the Twilight Forest perk, but will repair itself if you have Steel Leaves in your hotbar. Not that interesting. The final thing we're going to need to build is the large plate cast, and I don't know what we're going to use here. There is our bronze broad axe tool head. This should be... Did that not work? Oh, it's not done yet. It's taken its sweet time. What was that? Is it having issues? Did you see the color change there for a minute? Oh, jeez, it's just taking its sweet time. Okay, we're going to pull up this, and we're going to go ahead and add in what we got. We got that. We got that. We're halfway there. Okay, there we go. There's our molten night metal, and it doubled it. It did double. That's great. Cool. So what we can do is we can go ahead and cast this. I forgot there's iron in here, so that's unfortunate. But once that cools off, we've only got 7 ingots left anyway. I don't know how I mathed so far from the sun. We can get the rest of it out by casting it into here if we wanted to. Man, we don't even have enough if we wanted to go ahead and use that for this. This requires 8. That's a gosh darn shame. So we still got to figure out what our final our final tool part's going to be built out of. Oh, this is all confusing. Click on that again. You don't have to use this. This is just to kind of give you a bit of an easier understanding of what your goal is. It'd be funny to use paper, but paper only has 15 durability. It would add writable, but anytime the tool levels up, we'll be able to add more modifiers anyway. So it would be funny, though. I give you that. It would be funny. Hitting things attracts nearby things. 50 durability is not great. But having magnetic would be nice, you know, to absorb objects into our inventory. Or do we even want that, really? Is it that nice, or would it be nicer to have just more raw durability? What does slimy do? Ew, what does slimy actually do? This random Reddit post says it'll make small slime spawn. That's useless. It really does feel like nightly would be the best. That 400 durability... we probably should have used that instead of what we did for the binding. Not that it makes a difference. There's not really anything better for the binding. Should we just make the darn thing at a... we only have 7 ingots. We need 8. What do you want me to do? All right? What could I possibly do in this situation? Unless we have something made, like the Knightly Helm, which presumably we could get somewhere else. If we unmade it, that would give us... Oh, it costs 5 levels, though. What happens if I just put this whole helmet inside of here? Will that smelt down? It looks like it'll smelt down. It'd be wild if it also doubled the amount of ingots it gave us. I don't think it'll do that. It seems to have trouble cooking these things up, though. It takes ages. Let's top it off. Make sure it's got plenty... never mind. Go ahead and swap this in there. And we'll go ahead and put our ingot one back up. No! Yeah, there we go. Okay. I mean, it didn't double it, but I wouldn't expect it to. That makes no sense. Because then you could just take ingots, make armor, smelt them back down, have double, and then repeat. It's a dumb thing to even think could possibly be the case. But we gotta wait on it to cool, so it has its shape, so we can come over here and forge it. We need to come up with a name for it. Like the trick pot... What's like a foreign language, ancient, like, what is Latin for tree? Latin translate. Arbor. Oh, I guess that makes sense. Yeah, no, arborist and all that. Okay, there we go. So again, you can kind of just put them in there in the shape you think they might go, and that'll work. But if you're looking for a bit more of a guide, you can click there and it'll put them in the exact positions you need. I like the look of the thing. The bronze knightly Lumberaxe with... Let's talk about what this bad boy's got on it, okay? We're talking about a mining level of cobalt. We got a mining... That's a low mining speed, 2.41. Well, I guess we're not mining with it, but I'm assuming that even means for trees. Then again, it's going to cut down an entire tree in one go. An attack of 9.1, 3 modifiers on hand. We are loading this thing up with redstone, let me tell you. Tree killer would be... Arbor Interfectorum. That's a lot. What about Tree Doom? Mignum Malum is Tree Doom? Lignum Malum. Are you sure? Random internet translator? Lignum sounds like something someone would tell me in the YouTube comments. I don't know if that's an accurate, real thing that you're trying to convey right now. What about Doom Tree? Letum Arbor. That sounds like a tree that's coming to kill me, though. Ooh, Tree Destroyer is Arbor Eversor. I kind of like that. Call it Arbor Eversor. Eversor? Never mind, I thought about it. That sounds like... sounds like you sustained an injury and now you're Eversor. You know what? It's the Arborator. The Arborator has been forged! It is very powerful now. Very powerful.